Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to Moose Preparedness. I'm Moose. Welcome for another rucking adventure. Or some of you naysayers out there say, hey, some dude who just wants to play army. Hey, come on, good boy. So, obviously I'm out, different setup today. Why? Because I have different gear and I want to make sure I practice with on both even and uneven terrain. This is my primary bug out bag. It was also my competition bag. I've rucked probably close to 500 miles with it, and I can verify that and back that up with the data from my tracking systems, see how fast I was going. Anyway, wanted to write out because too often in the preparedness community, we get focused on gear, because gear is cool. Not gonna lie, I'm the biggest geardo out there. Most people are, ooh, I want the newest, latest gun, the latest and greatest backpack. This will help me do this further, farther, stronger, faster, whatever. To some effect, that's true. I'm a big proponent of buy once, cry once. But I also understand that money is a thing. And you know what? Some of the stupidest stuff that you have, the cheapest stuff that you've got, will actually be the ones that end up saving your bacon if you know how to use it. Let me explain. So, during Hurricane Helene, I wasn't rucking with my bug out bag. Now, I had it should we needed to have evacuated, which is great, but I didn't. Therefore, it wasn't used. Now, is that saying that it's never going to be used? No. Am I never going to do it or bug out on foot? No. So what am I doing? I'm practicing just in case. And the things that I bought, and I already mentioned a bunch of them, things like lighters, knowing how to start a fire, knowing how to cook food over an open fire. Those are all skills that are good to have. But it's also good to have the gear to do it, right? So right now, as I said, I'm rucking. Trying to anyway. I don't know if you can see, I'll show you when we get up there. But we got more. Every day we get a little bit further in the woods, which is good. I don't know if we're gonna make it through this stuff. But, hey, come here. Sorry, I had to do a quick navigation check. Yeah, this will be fun, especially with a large pack. So it's good to have the gear needed, right? But knowing how to use it and when to use it and why to use it and how to move and operate with it is super important. Come on, big man, let's go. You can do it. There you go, good boy. Come on. Ugh. Yeah, come on, you got it. Hey, good boy. He made that look easy. This is probably not gonna be easy for my ass. You know what? Discretion is sometimes the better part of valor. Hey, hey, wait up. So, sometimes, get at that. Ugh. And I hate taking off a ruck halfway through. But, there is no way my happy ass gonna fit through that small gap with that huge bag. This wasn't gonna happen. And I don't need to fall on YouTube again. Already done that once. Don't need to do it again. All right. Trying to find a decent angle so you're not looking up at the sky, because I know this production value is already just gorgeous. All right. Screw it, that should hold. If it doesn't, you'll forgive me later. So, everybody who's asking, Evolution stock rucksack with a gunslinger 2 in the back. Which obviously I've got some toys in the back. Why? Because if this is my bug out bag, this is my main rifle, I probably want to practice with my main rifle. Makes sense, right? Comes in just shy of about 60 pounds. I think it was 55 last time I checked. That's fully loaded with ammo and water. but genuinely love it. It's a good pack, and I like, it's got the belly band, kidney pad right here. Cinch that down tight so it's on my hips. Then come up and across. Yep. Fun times, right? You can tell I didn't plan for this part of the video. But as we go forward, hopefully no more down trees. Like that. All right, hey, good boy, way to wait. So that's one of the trails we normally take up through here. You can see that one is completely impassable. I've been at the top too. It doesn't work. Anyway, skills and gear. So having the good gear is nice, right? Do you need a $3,000 rifle to shoot? Probably not, especially if your skill set doesn't do it. But knowing how to shoot, taking the classes and training on how to do it is probably important. Yeah. Come on, big guy. Let's go. Good boy. All right. Holy shit. There you go. Shows you just how big that root ball is. So I'm standing about level with the ground where it's at, and it's easily 10, 12 feet. That's awesome. I mean, not small trees. But again, ooh squirrel kind of morning. But that's what you get today. Let's go. So when it comes back to the skills versus gear, again, I buy nice if I can now. I used to be able to buy what you could afford. Hey, come on, bud. Buy what you can afford, so that way you have something. Now, there's goodness in that and there's badness in that. Goodness in buying what you can afford at the time where you're at means you at least have something should something happen in the meantime. So, what do I mean? This Everly stock bag, for example, they're expensive. I waited for years to find one on a marketplace ad from Facebook of all places, and it took a lot of like pain knowing that I was gonna have to spend a couple $100. I think I've got it for $400. Normally the bag's like $800 with all the stuff I've got geared out on it or it came with it. Guy just didn't like it. Cool, got it. But before that, I was rucking with a United States Marine Corps. No, I'm not a Marine, but their IBLE-2 rucksack, which was fantastic. Somebody's having fun getting all the sniffs today. It was fantastic, and it was waterproof. It was really damn good for what I needed it for, which was practicing to bug out. The nice part is that rucking is becoming more mainstream, and this doesn't look quite as weird. I know some of you were like, oh no, you look at, he's walking around in a plate carrier, what an idiot. Well, cool, I'm an idiot, but at least I know my gear works. Back to the gears and skill versus gear. I see a ton of people who buy this kind of stuff. I went to a shooting seminar not too long ago. Guy brought out a staccato pistol. I don't know if you guys know about staccatos. Ridiculously expensive. Shoot really good. He could not shoot that good. He spent $2,000, $3,000, $2,000, $2,500 on a pistol, and I'm shooting better than him with a $600 pistol. And there were guys there who were definitely had the green beret in their past. Come on, big guy. And they were shooting. Whoop. Leave the deer. That's a good sign. Nope. Leave him. Come here. Hey. Good boy. Good boy. Mom and her yearling. We don't want to disrupt that if we don't have to. What do you think, big guy? Can you walk and behave? Probably not. But because he had that gear, he thought that he could outshoot everybody. Same thing with people who buy these Mystery Ranch backpacks or Everly stock backpacks and never use them or don't use them for their intended purposes, and then they expect that they're going to be able to do it when the time comes. Rucking with heavy amounts of weight on your back is a skill that takes time to develop. If you look at the military's training plan, Army specifically, They don't just go, okay, here's 35 pounds worth of gear, here's all your body armor, here's your helmet, here's your rifle, go. 12 miles, 15-minute mile, 16-minute mile, somewhere on there now. I think it's even longer than that for basic training or initial entry training. But they don't just do that. Why? Because you'll get broken, you'll get hurt. And then how far are you gonna run after that? Nowhere. It's a skill, you have to practice it, just like anything. When's the last time you started a fire? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it had been a hot minute since I had started a fire with wood and splintering it out, making sure I had kindling. Why? Because gas and propane is easy. Butane is easy. Don't need to do anything rough. But it's a skill set to have. And it's cheap. A Bic lighter costs a couple bucks. I'm not even gonna try and name prices because I got roasted badly to saying, hey, gas cans used to be 10 bucks. Well, back when I stocked up, gas cans were 10 bucks. Apparently now I'm out of touch. You know, I guess the inflation, the transitory inflation that came through was not so transitory. And prices are higher now. But when's the last time you started a fire from wood? When's the last time that you started a fire with a magnifying glass or a Fresnel lens? We have one of those. Got it for fun. And all of a sudden my son's burning his name and his sibling's name in pieces of lumber to show how cool it is, so you could etch it in. That's awesome. There are a lot of people that have no idea you could do that. I'll be honest, I didn't think at the age of he's definitely not over 10, that he would know how to do that. What do you think, dude? Where are we going? All right, I'll follow you. One thing about having a dog, they find the easiest paths usually. Ugh. Practicing my squats, I guess. Atta boy. Hey. Hey. Come here. Good boy. You're a good boy. Say hi. Say hi to the people. Maybe, kind of. Not really. Yeah, you're a happy dog. All right, go. Let's go get him. Other skills. Cooking on an open fire. I'm gonna post up a video of the ways that we cooked and how we did it, but there's a learning curve. There's a learning curve because if you've got a fire pit or you plan on bugging out to the middle of the woods and starting a fire with all this timber, first off, it's all wet because it's green timber, so good luck finding stuff that's dry enough to start a fire. If you know what to look for, good luck finding fat wood to get that to start. And then figure out how the hell you're gonna cook it, because it takes a lot longer than you'd think. We had a friend of ours who asked us to cook up some bacon on a cast iron skillet we put on a gas stove. And in that video, I show you how we actually were able to close the stove down because it would help the heat stay in longer. Because there was it was just taking so long to cook, which means I'm using a valuable resource, propane, and the net benefit is decreasing because, okay, cool, I'm cooking one meal, vice several, and it's all because the heat's dissipating. It's a skill. Like, a lot of things, we don't practice them, we lose them, or we don't know, right? Which way are you going? I'm gonna go this way. It looks slightly less psychotic on this path. There you go. There's an up close. Literally tore that sucker out of the ground. I mean, I'm 6 foot and it's over my head. So these are not small trees. And those are the roots, like just uprooted them. Oh, there's another one. All right, where are we going, dog? Going back this way? Other things to practice. You know, I kind of talked about it a little bit while cooking, but it's good to talk about here. If you've got, let's say, cast iron skillet, how do you get that thing off the fire? Or if you got a pot on the fire, when was the last time you cooked where you didn't have that nice little handle, you know, on your electric stove or gas stove burner where it doesn't get hot? Yeah, that doesn't happen. So now you got to deal with burns. Do you have burn cream? Again, it's something you can buy, but do you know how to dress a burn? No? Good to know. A lot of our neighbors in the neighborhood were using chainsaws. Chainsaws for the first time to cut down trees. Good tool to have, right? I have a couple. Great to have a chainsaw. However, if you don't use it, what happens? Hey, wanna go to the creek bed? This used to be our midway stop. See how badly it got destroyed. I mean, holy crap, it is gone. So, this used to be a beach that would go all the way out to here, and you could hang out and chill in. That tree was absolutely standing up. Now it's obviously leaned over. Looks like we got a secondary, kind of hard to see. Back there's a secondary tributary. It looks like it's formed, or a little second part of the river. That was not there before. This is all was flooded. Anyway, when was the last time you did first aid or took a first aid class? No stuff, there we are. Nothing else to do. We had bought a practice suture kit for how to close up wounds that you might incur if you had no option to, right? So it comes with like fake skin. You can do sewing techniques. My wife's a former nurse. It wasn't typically her thing, because usually the doctors sew them up. Sometimes the nurses get to. But my daughter, one of them, was learning how to suture. Why? Because if we're playing with chainsaws, bad things happen. Like, I guarantee you, the folks that were using the chainsaws absolutely did not have a tourniquet. That's a bad day, especially whenever electricity's out. And even if you get the cell phones up, they said that 911 didn't work. We were out in our area for a couple of days. I don't know if they still are. Holy crap. Hey, you want to try, dog? All right. Guess I'm following Chucklehead here. Watch my happy ass goes into the drink. Huzzah. Survived. Other things to look at that we noticed. So she's practicing sutures. Sorry, I'm all over the place this morning. How to stitch up little things, or at least use butterfly, or they've got some really cool new band-aids now that you put on there and you basically zip tie them together. That'll at least help keep them in. But again, a chainsaw, especially if it kicks back, hits your leg, because I guarantee he didn't have chaps. Why? Because he borrowed the chainsaw from me. So if he doesn't have chaps, what's going to happen if that thing kicks and cuts that leg, hits that femoral artery? There's a phenomenal YouTube channel called Bear Independent. I have followed them for years now. Good dude. I think they're actually still up in North Carolina helping people out. But his thing is like, take your hand, make a fist, put your thumb out. The size of your thumb is about the size of your femoral artery. That's a huge hose. So that chainsaw nicks it. You got very little time to get yourself taken care of. Again, it's a tool. Tourniquet is a tool, but do you know how to use it? Just having one doesn't show you anything. You know, yes, I bought a tourniquet. Cool, awesome. Where is it? Well, I don't know. It's in a bin somewhere. It's in my car. It's in a place that's not on you. If I'm doing anything that is somewhat related to injury, specifically getting cut or lacerations, I have a tourniquet. There's a tourniquet on the back side of my pack on the top, on this top part up here, that I can get to if I need it, just in case. So that's what I kind of wanted to chat about. Skills and gear. And I'll go into some more of my gear later on. But really, it's practice with what you got. If all you have is a 22 long rifle, well, then you better be the best damn marksman with that 22 rifle, where you can hit a squirrel at 50 yards. If all you've got is a JanSport backpack that you're used to using in high school, well, you know what? Go out, put some weight in it, and put it in your back, and go walking. Just see what you can do. My dog feels he has to mark everything in the forest. It is all his. Must piss on everything. That's a good boy. Come on, big guy. All right, you all stay safe. Please, if you found any of this helpful, or if you want to disagree, agree, tell me I'm stupid, or ask anything about the gear I've got, drop me a line. Send me a note. I'd love to hear your comments, questions, and if you found any of this stuff useful, or if you've got that geardo buddy who never actually takes his gear out and tries it, or that friend, like I've got one, who has purchased a firearm for home defense, and she's never gone out to the range to actually use it, send this video to them. Go, hey, this is important, because at the end of the day, you will fall back to the highest level of training you've had. So in an emergency situation, if you have never done it before, if you've never been stress tested in terms of doing things like putting a rucksack on your back, oh, but I can walk forever with it on the back. You've never done it, you're gonna be hurting. And if you're hurting and you become slower, you become a liability to both yourself and your family. So I encourage you to really look at your skill sets with the gear that you have. And if you can't upgrade some gear, get some good things, do it. But do it smart. All right, stay safe, everyone. Appreciate you. Out.